The Miami Heat are known for their rigorous standards and requirements when it comes to the shape of their players. So since the popular news story from South Beach is that the team is suspending James Johnson for coming to training camp in less than ideal shape, I wanted to dive deeper into this process and how this makes the Heat organization one of the best in the league. What up everybody, my name is Stefan and this is Heat Check. Let's get into it. So the first thing to understand in the situation is that the team has two sets of strict demands. One is conditioning and the other one is weight and body fat percentage. And you would think that they're closely related and dependent on one another. But James Johnson actually passed the conditioning test with flying colors. So according to the report, Pat Riley wanted him to come into the season at a certain weight, and apparently Johnson showed up being over that number, so he will remain sidelined trying to get his body right. The Heat are possibly the only team in the NBA to have weekly weigh-ins for their players. Dion Waiters had an interesting comment about it, saying that he's become used to this weekly routine and that he actually likes it because it helps him stay in control. He said, if you're slacking eating bad food 2 or 3 days, you know the next 4 or 5 days you've got to be able to cut back. If you follow Miami and the way they play, you'll know exactly how this translates on the court. Erik Spoelstra's system involves a lot of moving without the ball, a lot of handoffs, cutting, penetrating kicks, running around screens, basically a ton of motion. That's why they're always an interesting team for me to tune in and watch on League Pass, and from the player's perspective, this is exactly why they need to be in the best possible shape. During the 07 season, Pat Riley deactivated both Antoine Walker and James Posey from the team for not being able to meet the conditioning goals, so James Johnson is definitely not the first one to experience this. The Heat culture, as they like to call this hard-nosed and no BS approach, runs a long way back. So with this in mind, it all makes sense how Jimmy Butler decided to join this team. We all know him exactly for his high standards and what he requires from his teammates each and every practice and game. He immediately made his presence felt in Miami by being in the gym at crazy times like 3:30 in the morning. The new teammates actually liked his dedication, and guys like Myers Leonard and Bam Adebayo had a late night / early morning practice session themselves the very next day. While this is not sustainable in any way, it definitely sends a positive message to the whole team and motivates the rest of the players when you know the main guys are dedicated to working hard and clocking in overtime hours. The Heat culture is famous in the NBA for a lot of great reasons, but keeping the players accountable and in the best shape they can possibly be is just one aspect of it. Although the process might be strict, every player is thankful to the organization for actually helping them be the best possible versions of themselves on the court. While it may be tough for Johnson at the moment, I'm sure he feels the same way. That's it for now. If you like this video, subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss my future in-depth analysis. Talk to you in the next one. Peace out.